It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi's Stadium in the South Bay in Santa Clara, California. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
Here's the kicker, Jake Bates, ready to get this one underway. And off we go from Santa Clara. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Well, 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time. They're led out by the last pick in the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Mr. Irrelevant. Well, I think it's safe to say, Mike, he has been anything but irrelevant since arriving in the NFL, and he is living proof. It doesn't matter if you're drafted first overall, or in his case, with the very last pick. What does matter is what you do with the opportunity once it's given to you. Nothing real flashy about his game. He simply gets the job done, and that's exactly what his team is counting on him today over these next 60 minutes.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Play fake to McCaffrey. Now Purdy. A toss, left side, caught by his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
3 plays in and a test. It's 3rd and 2. So Kittle comes in motion. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing again is Purdy. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a first down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. On play action, here's Purdy. Downfield, he's got the big target, Jennings. They get 19 on that pass play. First down, 49ers.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Again in the air for Purdy. That's over the middle to Kittle.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Opening carry of the game for the versatile Christian McCaffrey. And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Purdy. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. A short one there, caught by Kittle. So can the defense come up with the early stop here on 3rd and goal? Shotgun snap to Purdy. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
A 24-yard attempt.
Udy's kick is good. And the 49ers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
You see Jared Goff now taking the field, and he's coming off one of the best seasons of his career, and he's certainly quieted a lot of skeptics around the league, Mike, and leading this Lions team to the NFC Championship just a season ago. He has his eyes set on taking that next step, and a strong performance here certainly help him achieve that goal.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. One more time for Montgomery. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That pass caught by Amon-Ra. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. The Niners have the early advantage. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Goff. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the first down on a gain of 7.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On play action, Goff. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing here is Goff. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
All week we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions move out to a 7-3 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense ready now for their second drive. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. So Kittle comes in motion. That's taken in by Jennings. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
First and 10. Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On second down, Purdy. Open man is Jennings. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Third down, Purdy. Over the middle to Ayuk, complete. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Just that little extra second you allow your wide receiver to continue to work open by the ability to move the pocket. Buy time with your feet, but remain a passer.
Up the middle, here's McCaffrey. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Here's Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On third down, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete. Ricky Pearsall, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with first and 10. Here's Goff. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They'll try again here, second and 10. They'll go play action with Goff. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. But this is taken in by a teammate.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out, or it certainly needs to be protected.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Now Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down. "7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Greg and I back with you from Santa Clara in a moment. So on fourth down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. Ricky Pearsall deep for the Niners. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there trying to gain it back on 2nd. And now they find themselves in a critical 3rd down here, or they're facing a 3 and out.
3rd and long. McCaffrey now from the pistol. The Lions called their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Throwing, Goff. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. A throw complete to Tim Patrick. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. Here's Goff. To the outside, that's St. Brown. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. To throw is Goff. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target, and it's going to be third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
Here's Jack Fox now. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you cross-country to the Sunshine State. That's where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Lions offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Goff to throw. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And this will be a Lions first down as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He's got Laporta open on the left side.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. And he's not going to get there. Maybe he's looking for a cutback lane, but that certainly didn't develop. And now it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
The Lions will punt this ball away. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Niners offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Purdy. Throwing the out route, and Ayuk has it.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
2nd and a yard. Purdy to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a 1st down.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll put Ayuk in motion. On 1st and 10, Purdy. This throw left side, caught by Kittle. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
1st and 10 now from the 36. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Slot man in motion right. Purdy now on 2nd down. That's hauled in once again. It's Ayuk. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Again in the air for Purdy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And the 49ers are going to have themselves a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 7-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
Here's Purdy. He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. George Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. Now Jake Moody for the extra point. He's got it. And the 49ers are on top. It's now 10-7. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Lions offense getting set to get back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. He'll find Montgomery out of the backfield. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Now, Goff. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's the Lions punt team now. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. 49ers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll put Ayuk in motion. To throw on 1st down is Purdy. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Purdy works out of the pistol. That's taken in by Jennings. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
1st and 10. Purdy. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Purdy again. That's caught by McCaffrey. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide. Of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
3rd and short. Purdy. A short one there. Caught by Kittle.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
To throw once more, it's Purdy. Right back to Kittle. That's another one. And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Big-time completion right there. And this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
So Kittle comes in motion. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Jawan Jennings. Touchdown, San Francisco. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On is Moody to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the 49ers will get out in front 17-7. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. This taken at the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. First and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So here it is, fourth down and 10. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. That's taken in. And he's going to have a Lions first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Checking it down, this one is caught. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
He may have trusted his arm strength a little bit too much on that throw. 2 defenders in the area. Work to your check down. Work to an open receiver. I think in this case, he forces that ball, and ultimately, he's lucky he got away with it.
That one intercepted. Picked off by the former Florida State Seminole.
You know, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and he kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the 2nd round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a first-rounder. But I'll tell you what, whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
So here's Brock Purdy and this 49ers offense heading back onto the field. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run with the man from Louisville, Isaac Guerendo. The Lions called their first timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. One more time, it's Guerendo. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Purdy. He finds his big receiver, that's Jennings. Here's the 3rd and final timeout for the Lions. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So a win here for the 49ers. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The 49ers get the win here at home as we